Hello, hello. 2 days streaming in a row. Did not expect I would ever do that. How is everybody doing? The world boss is live. It's quite cool. It's quite cool. Hey Remy, coalition event done was not hard to get 10k points. Yeah, I mean, depends on the level of account, right? If you're in endgame, it's super easy. Like, look at this. I threw this team together, just random champions, damage dealers, and arbiter. Just while I was prepping things in the background, just so I have something to stream. And this did more than the 85 million that's needed. So the nice thing is that if you do the 85 million per stage, basically, then you have enough points to get to 10,000, and 10,000 will become 20,000 once we get the coalition rewards, right? If you're not an endgame account, you will have difficulty in some of these stages, depending on the champions that you have. Which means that you might want to take advantage of doing a lot of damage where restrictions are not there. So this stage, because every 1 million damage above 85 million gives you 5 extra points, right? So what I'm planning to do is we go spreadsheets and we see we rank the damage dealers here to see which one is going to do the most damage. That's kind of the plan today. So I also need to give them like similar gear and something. So I'm thinking that I'm going to give everybody 9 or 6 Merciless and Zeal. So I'm going to give everybody my Wukong's gear essentially. Wukong has really good stats. It's one of my best gear on the account. And I'm thinking I'm going to give everybody that. It's going to be fun. Huck has arrived. Hey Huck, how is it going? Good evening, Davey. Having difficulties, I only got 85 on the first stage. Every other stage, I struggle to get 25 million even. It's tough, it's restrictive. Which is why it might make sense. Like, look at this. So you get how many? 500 points, right? From getting 85 million. I have around 1,000, so double those points already in testing. I haven't done much testing. This was the team. And by the way, Pardon is incredible here. So if you have Senna, because the point is that you will die around turn 30. I think strategies will come up with needing like ally protect champions to survive longer, strengthen, things like that, because shields don't work, unkillable, block damage, none of that stuff works, right? What works is taking a lot of turns, so Senna's going to be one option if you're lucky enough to have her. So she, because of her passive, she gives continuous heal and then that fills turn meter. Androck, the Bannerlord mythical, has the same thing. Is it on the first form? I think maybe it's on the second one. Where is it? Is it on one of the abilities? Maybe it is on the first form, on one of the abilities. Places heal and fills turn meter. Over here. Yeah, critical hits fill turn meter, right? But Senna and then the Pardon, Clan Father, he has the same thing. And they boost turn meter every time continuous heal buff heals an ally, which means that what I've done is I have taken my Pardon and I've put him in 9p supersonic. You ask why? It's because it increases any turn meter fill effects. Any. Which means from his passive as well. By 30%, that's a massive amount, right? So this turn meter fill effect on his passive is going to go up 30%. And I've given him the Journal of Necrotos. If I had more Starstone, I would have taken this relic even further up. But as of now, it's giving me 15 plus 6, 18% turn meter boost. And of course, healing boost as well. So Pardon lets you take a lot of turns. And what I did is I paired him with Donnie, who also gives a lot of continuous heals, which is why this team was going bonkers with only one dedicated damage dealer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test things out, and I'll go on the first stage because there are no restrictions, and I'm thinking of doing a setup which is quite similar to this one, right? I'm just going to replace the damage dealer. I will replace the ally protect champ basically. So a second thing I'm going to try to do is that I'm not going to run it all the way because if I want to test a lot of damage dealers, it's gonna be a long video. So I might run it till like turn 15 and then we just note down whatever that damage is, right? That is what I'm thinking at the moment, at least. So let's list down the champions that we want to test. So Ninja plus Mikage is one. Krok'had plus Shyek. Should we do Krok'had and Shyek separately? Maybe. Of course, Marius. Who else? Guys, give me names. Thor. I know, Huck. You want me to test Thor. Working like a dog. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Glad you're joining us, though. Glad you're joining the stupid test that I'm running. Maybe it turns out to be fun. Let's see. Accessories will be different. Yeah, of course they will be. But what can you do? Whisper is a good shout. Whisper. Who else? What else can we put? Geo. I don't think Geo's gonna hit very hard because he relies on the boss taking turns. We can revisit this list. We can totally revisit this list. So let's start out. Let's start out with Ninja Mikage, right? So go back to the game. So what I'm gonna do is I have a preset for this, right? Save this as preset. Come on, game. Nice. And I am gonna give him my Wukong's gear. And talking of Wukong should also be on the test. So this gives me 6 merciless and actually 7 merciless in this case, and 2 zeal, which is really important boosting damage. Takes attack to 8,000, right? 357 crit damage. This is gonna be massive. Yeah, so definitely let's do this. Storage is full. Of course it's full. Which is more full? It's the gear. Okay, what did I get? Oh my god. What is this crap? No. Speed maybe. No. 5-star speed maybe. Mercurial, I'm a bit generous because so few pieces, right? So anytime I see speed, I'm gonna try to roll. And generally, I also like to save up the 5-star mythic pieces, but right now, that's okay. I've collected quite a few of them. Speed, yes. Okay, let's sell all of this. And then let's go back to the preset manager. Wukong. So these are gonna be the stats. Right, 250, 8k attack. I have him in Scroll of the Unseen with 2 boss layer gemstones. Grim Forest. I love Grim Forest. It's giving me these boss layer relics. And this is one of the best damage dealing relic and gemstone combination, I guess. So Blessing is gonna be Rend, right? 6-star Rend. Relic is Scroll of the Unseen. Gear is gonna be gear I should take out. I'm gonna try to keep the gear the same. Let's hide the column. And we're gonna see the damage. Right. Alright. Let's head over. Team setup. I would also love to get Pardon fully booked out. He's not at the moment. So I'm just gonna run this team. Mikage is not gonna go into form 2. And Donnie is gonna prioritize giving the heals. Ninja, no. Let's just prioritize this. Why not? Pardon, prioritize that. All looks good. Alright, let's go. Thoughts on the new fusion? It looks interesting. The A1 is quite nice. It's a very cool mechanic. There are gonna be more fervor champions for sure in the game. Like, we know that Palas, which is the reviver on the Argonites, she has the AoE fervor buff. So it's gonna be insane. Just think of champions becoming like Ninja Turtles, attacking all the freaking time. And Ninja Turtles are busted because of that, right? So she has a potential to be insane, especially in this fight. She's gonna make the team insane. So turn 1, 10 million already. That's great. So how many turns should I let this run? Should I let this run 15 turns? 10 turns? What do you guys think? Good evening, Lord Shelm. Can I do a poll? Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. Wait, what did I do? I removed this. Apologies. How many turns should the test run? 10, 15, 20, or all the way? I don't want to run all the way. It's going to take a long time, but let's see. Maybe people disagree. Let's go. Let's start the poll. Fusions are dice players. I still don't do them. That's a choice. Fusions, there have been some really good fusions, so... like Fabian, like Armand's, like Donnie. So many good fusions. Mad Hatter. So you're missing out if you're not doing fusions. Good fusion only 2 months ago. We got Neldoa. Yeah, I think so last year, and noticed that they barely did any Dark Elf fusions, and we were lacking revivers. And all of a sudden this year they decided to just go all out. And now that we have 2 Dark Elf revivers in 4 months in this year, it's a good thing. They needed it, because like Dark Elves really lacks revivers. I completed Faction Wars hard, and my best reviver was a Fang Cleric, who's not even a good reviver, not a good kit, but I had to run her because there was no other option, right? So how's the poll doing? What are people saying? Let's see. 10 turns, okay? Watch out then. I'll let the poll run for a couple of more minutes. I was also thinking 10 turns is a good number of turns because we have a lot of champions to test. Also, guys, while this is running, if you want me to add more champions to this list, let me know. Right, so we are currently testing Ninja and Mikage. And then I want to test out all of these champions on the list. See who does most damage. If you have any other you want on this list, let me know. There's also an argument to be made for testing Ninja without Mikage, testing Krok'had without Shyek, right? And we can definitely do that. But that damage is insane, isn't it? 7 turns, 96. I don't think anybody is beating Ninja. Almost all content in the Clan Boss Coalition I finished with fusions, free champions, and epics, so every fusion counts for me. Yeah, fusions are great. If you're not doing fusions, I mean, it's a choice. I don't think it's a good choice. Fusions are, I mean, I can see the argument. They are exhausting. And they do make it feel like not a game. So if you don't get enjoyment from that, I completely get it. But that it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost that you progress slower. Your account moves slower. So that's why maybe don't do every fusion if it drains you. But some good fusions you should definitely go for. And now with the new system in, you can also pick and choose very nicely. Oh, people are starting to vote for 20 turns. I need to stop at 10 turns. Okay, and I will stop at when the boss takes the 10th turn, basically. So I need to now watch out. I'll slow it down. I'll take it off auto. That was the ally attack, right? A1. A3. This. More heals. Turn meter boost. A2. More heals. More turn meter boost. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Oiler, how's it going? There's a hit from Ninja. 1.5 million. Alright, guys. Turn 10 is approaching. There's the turn 10. So we can stop right here, right? That's what the poll is saying. Most people say 10 turns. Let's stop here. Yeah, let's. I'm doing well. This thought of testing out best damage dealers. Starting out with Ninja. Alright, let's go to the sheet. So the damage is, how much is it? I forget, I need to look at. It's 133. I mean, I need to end the battle here, right? Would be easier. Would be easier. Show damage. 133.52. Team damage. 133.52. How many zeros? Need to add the zeros in here. Number, please. Thank you. One more zero. And Ninja has 118136. 118136. There you go. Percentage of total. This can just be a formula. And this whole thing can be a percentage. So Ninja coming in hot with 88% of the damage. I mean, so that is quite a high bar that Ninja has set. Let's see. Let's bring in Krok'had and Shyek next. So let's go back to the Bastion. And I should re-equip the gear, otherwise it's just gonna become a mess. Let's give him back his gear. It's Crow, and then there's an apostrophe. Alright, so Croc's gear, again, I'm gonna use the exact same gear as Ninja was wearing. Of course, accessories are gonna be different. So let's give him the same Wukong gear. 9.2k attack this time round instead of 8k. Crit damage is 10 less, but 9k attack. That's gonna be nutty. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Krok'had is just gonna blow it out of the water. And of course, in terms of team setup, we are gonna... What did I get rewards from? Because I was running the other test earlier. Okay, so let's go. And now we change the teams a little bit. So instead of Mikage, I need to bring in Shyek. I hope Shyek is geared. Is he in the vault? Of course he's in the vault. Shyek, there he is. I have two Shyeks. Could even run two Shyeks and a Krok'had. Okay, let's go Krok'had. Let's see if Shyek is geared. Looks like he's geared. Shyek needs to... What does he need to do? I mean, this... Turn meter fill. Yeah, let's let it be, I guess. And then Krok'had needs to go for this. And then A2. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, team is all set. Can he challenge Ninja? We're gonna stop at turn 10 as usual, because that's what most people said. Can you try without using your key? There is no key. You can try as many times as you want. There is no key. I've run different teams 10 times already. So let's go. There is no key. Alright, there we are. No defense down this time around. Ninja was bringing the defense down. Boom, 200k hit. 284, yeah, the damage is nowhere close to Ninja. He also doesn't have a 6-star, right? He has Nature's Wrath. Let me note this down. So he has 5-star Nature's Wrath. I mean, if I'm writing the whole thing, let's write the whole thing. Relic, I think he's wearing the, what's it called? The Crown Relic, what's the name? That's what it's called. Irethi Coronet. And we shall see the damage. Alright. Roughly 4.5 million per turn. Not bad. Not bad at all. But I don't think it's close to where Ninja was. Is it? 324. He is increasing his damage, of course, because of Nature's Wrath. But his hits are not doing anywhere close to Ninja's. I guess because the defense is also high, right? So Crushing Rend does matter. In the Hydra with Ignore Defense unlocked and everything, it matters slightly less. But here the defense is high and the defense keeps increasing, right? Damage increases and then... Yeah, from the first turn. So all his stats are increasing basically. And from the 20th turn onwards, they increase even more, but we are not going to turn 20. Yeah, I don't think he is beating Ninja's record. But we shall see. Master Seal is also in, but that can be cleansed off. I have 2 cleansers basically. And a reset champion. And 2 ally attackers in Mad Hatter and Shyek for the damage dealer. So we're halfway through, it's at 20 million. Yeah. I don't think it's even gonna come close. 218. Ninja is on crack. Yes, it is. Those Boss Slayer gemstones obviously help as well. And those I'm not giving away because that costs Starstone. So Ninja's threshold is not going to be beat. But what's going to be interesting is where's the next threshold going to be? Is Krok'had going to bring that? His damage is gone up. He's now hitting for 450. Yeah. Started off with 200. He's almost doubled his damage basically on the A3. And he is getting a lot of turns. But we are 7 turns in. And this Krok'had has 9,000 attack, guys. 9,000 attack. But yeah, crushing Ren, I think, matters a lot here. $31k. Is he gonna make it to 50 at least? Like half the damage? Turn 7. Instead of switching between tabs, can I make this smaller and put it somewhere here? Or is that bad? What do you guys think? Is that bad? If I put it like this. I can hide the blessing and the relics. I can freeze. Okay, wait, let me freeze the view. Freeze up to 2 columns. Yeah. Also, I need to watch out. Turn 10 is coming. Let's take control. As soon as the boss takes the 10th turn, I'm gonna stop it. I'm not gonna mess with the abilities just because I've taken it off auto. I'll do what it would have done on auto. Why you don't test Titus? He was best in this clan boss coalition. I did test Titus early on. I mean, I guess I can as well. But we should end it here. Yeah, we can add Titus to the list. Titus is just not hitting that hard because of the damage cap. Alright, this is quite sad, unfortunately. Yeah, so if I make this smaller, does this work? Oh. Let's hide this for now. Like this. Does this work? So again, I could make this a bit smaller like this. So this damage is 42 32. So no, this is the team damage. Krok'had got 33 477. So yeah, massively different, but we will see if that's the new standard. Ninja's just crazy. Like he was in like 6 merciless, 2 zeal, and he has 9k attack, but Ninja just demolishes him. Nietzsche's wrath and everything. Alright, let me give him back his gear. And let's go. Who's the next on the list? I also want to test out Supreme Alhain, by the way. She's not going to be close, especially with this. But we'll see. Marius. Let's go Marius then. Marius is going to be... he's in Slayer. That's his best build. But just for the sake of... keeping things the same, let's give him... But no, he's a defense-based nuker. I will have to find a different gear set for him, won't I? Should I just test Marius and Slayer? Let's just test Marius and Slayer. He does have cat skills as well. Yeah, I'll test Marius and Slayer. Alright, so let's take out the ally attacker. Who do I bring as the ally attacker? Someone who also can bring the increased defense. Maybe Padrek. And Arya Marius. Let's go. Let's go for the ally attack. Marius, prioritize this, please. And we are set. Marius is the next test. I think Shayek's passive damage boost wasn't active a lot thanks to Mad Hatter here. Ooh, you think so? But he was not hitting that much anyhow with the A1, like 200k. But also, like, doesn't it hit on any hex? Am I missing that? He will be the best in only in all turns. Are you talking about Titus? Because no, he will not. After turn 30, the shields are gone. I tried a Titus team and it wasn't doing that much damage. What I want to try is Titus plus Soulless. Titus plus Soulless might do things there. Because Soulless will immediately give a big shield. That's the hope at least. So that's 10 million per turn roughly. So Marius might challenge Ninja. How do you do so much damage? I have an endgame account with very good gear. That's how. And also let's bring this here. I hope it's not interrupting that much. This is what we are working with. It's hiding Marius a little bit. Maybe I can make this smaller. Like this. Now you can also see Marius. So can I hide the... Okay. Now I can put this here. Yeah, that's better. That's not hiding anything, right? Three turns, 27. That's roughly 9 million per turn. That is great. That is lovely. Should I test Ninja without Mikage and Krok'had without Shyek? It has to be hex placed by Shyek for his damage boost. Okay, I can test again. I can take out... But I don't think it's gonna change things a whole lot. Because he's not hitting for that much on the A1. 200k or something. Guys, if you want me to add more champions to the list, let me know. This is the list right now, as you can see on the bottom right of the screen. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right, turn 6. We're at 50 million, so the damage is going down a little bit. But we are already past Krok'had. Marius has gone past him already. Just for the sake of it, and since you made a video on Quintis. Oh, yes, yes. Quintis is a good one. Very good shout. Quintis is definitely going to be on the list. Alright, Quintis is there. I think I think 10 turns was a good choice. It also gives enough time for Nature's Wrath and Escalation and all those things to ramp up. Relics, Blessings, and Stones, big difference. Last stage I did 30k first time with Whisper, and then next turn I gave her Cat's. Of course it does. It's not going to be a very objective test. Don't get me wrong. Relics and everything do matter a lot. But unfortunately, I neither have test server access nor do I have enough Starstone to swap relics around all the time. So we will have to live with whatever relics they have. But the thing is that if the difference is more than double, it's not gonna change. So even if I give Krok'had the Scroll of the Unseen that Ninja had, first of all, Krok'had doesn't give himself Veil or anything like that. Ninja does. So I will need to bring a Veil champion, which will change things. Turn 9, I should take control. Alright, A3, A1, 70 million, not even close to Ninja. Ninja's just busted. And Turbo, unfortunately, I do not have. Alright, end battle. And let's bring in the sheet. So Marius has Cat's. This is Rend, of course. And this is Cat's. And the damage from Marius is 61,907. The team damage. Why doesn't it show immediately? Team damage is 73,009. Is that enough zeros? Yes, it is. Alright, so as of now, the ranking is Ninjas at the top. Then we have Marius, then we have Krok'had. Let's go Newt. Newt as well. I cannot give Wukong's gear, right? Yeah, I can't. Newt isn't Savage. Let's just run him as is. Don't think Newt is gonna really do a lot of damage, but yeah, I don't think Newt is gonna do a whole lot of damage. But what Newt does is that Newt reduces with the Blessed Bash. He also reduces the defense, right, by 30%, which is super nice. All right, then everything else is set. Yep, let's go. Where does Newt land on the list? Right now, Ninja and Mikage are at the top, followed by Marius, followed by Krok'had. Boom, boom, boom. Max HP hits. They have pushed out max HP nukers from everywhere. The big bosses. Put 2 DPS. Nah. It's good control conditions, right? For the test. Because then I would be taking away one support. Like right now I'm getting a lot of turns because of Opardin's passive and Donnie's heals. I have two ally attackers basically. And a weakened champion for sure. 2 damage dealers is just gonna make it a bit faster, that's all. That's fine. We're only doing 10 turns, we're not doing the full. Okay, 8 million per turn is not bad at all. Do we know if Arachnid Elixir bypasses the damage cap on poisons for this boss? Haven't tested that. But we should test out some poisoners. Turn 4, 24 million. That's pretty good damage. That's actually more damage than I would have expected. Is Newt gonna out-damage Krok'had? I think he is. Why was Krok'had's damage so low? I don't get it. Did I do something wrong? Can someone explain to me why Krok'had's damage was so low? Even with 9k attack. Newt is out damaging him. $33 million on turn 6. Yeah, he's gonna go past Krok'had. He's not gonna go close to Marius, that's for sure. Doesn't his damage fall off on single target normally? Not really. And I gave him Merciless, not Slayer, for example, if that's what you mean. Maybe not enough retaliation attacks since the boss is still slow. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Because in Hydra you do get a lot of retaliation procs. That's a very good point. Do I have Gintoro? I don't think so. I will check. I definitely don't have him built. Newt does great damage against single target bosses. That is correct. That is correct. But I was still not expecting him to outdamage Krok'had. But apparently he is. Yeah, very about to unseat Krok'had from third on the list. What about Geomancer? Geomancer is on the list, as you can see. Valk, yeah, I can test Valk. I have Valk with 6-star blessing as well, so I can test her. Yes. If you guys want to add any more, let me know. But Geomancer, I can test Cassandra as well. Yes. Geomancer is not gonna do a lot of damage. I can tell you that, because Geomancer relies on the boss taking turns, right? And the boss is gonna take 10 turns in this test that we're running. Titus is not really doing a lot of damage. I've already tested. I have Narma, yes. Can also test Narma. The list is getting long. We can test her. Alright, turn 9, let's take control. What's up with the music? I want... A2. We get one more Blessed Bash in, that's nice. And one more attack from Newt. Sing A1 attack, that is. Continuous heals and an ally attack. Pardon's passive is doing so many turns, and combined with the continuous heals, basically, it's nuts. A2, yeah, of course, that's what would be done on auto. A3, is the boss gonna get a turn? Even more turn meter boost. I'm taking so many turns for one single boss turn. If you test Cassandra, I think it should be with Palace. That's a very good shout. I do have Palace. I will need to gear her though. I can do that, no problem. Alright, so that is it. From the new test, he has gone above Krok'had. Let's note this damage down. Alright, Newt has 6-star Soul Reap, not really relevant here. His relic is... I don't remember, I will have to check. Alright, his damage is 4326, and team damage was 51.94. Yeah, alright, that's the list updated. Let's go back to the Bastion. Let me check Newt's relic. Does he have any relic? He doesn't have any relic. No relic Newt is out damaging Krok'had. That's insane to me. Okay, who's next on the list? It is Thor. Okay, Thor, are you ready? Thor, there he is. I have a +3 Thor, by the way. My only +3 champion, I believe. Preset manager. Let's go and give him the same gear. Alright, 351, 8.5k attack. This should be nice. Alright. Let's go. Replace him with Thor. Do I need to do any presets? I think Thor does his A3 anyways. That's fine. Alright, let's go. Thor test is live. Where's Thor gonna sit? Should I sort the list every time, by the way? I can do it at the end. We can see. When are they bringing back Ninja again? I don't know, maybe in 2 years? They brought him back last year. No, was 24 already, right? Mid 24. And then he came into the game in 21. Every 3 years? Something like that. That's 6 or 5.5 million already. On turn 1. 500,000 A2 from Thor. I wish they'd bring back the Turtles collab. It just ended, man. But that's also something I can test. I can test the Turtles. Yeah, I should add Turtles to the list, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's add Turtles to the list. $10 million per turn by Thor as well. Thor is +3, so just keep that in mind. And he has 5-star Ren, which is useless in this fight. So in a long fight like this, the Nature's Wrath would have been better. But again, I do not want to change blessings because that will also be a waste of gems. But he's already hitting so hard. Do you have a Toshiro? Unfortunately not. Toshiro might outdamage Ninja, to be honest. But you have to remember, I don't just have a Ninja. I have a 6-star Crushing Ren Ninja who has the Scroll of the Unseen with 2 Boss Slayer gemstones. So that is why Ninja stands really above the pack. I was expecting that. 400k hit. Do we think Whisper's gonna even come close? I really doubt it. Whisper has proven me wrong before, so maybe I shouldn't. 4 turn, 26 mil. Newt was at 20, if I remember correctly. So Thor is going above that, which means Thor could go close to Marius, who is currently in the lead. Actually, while this is happening, let's sort this list, shall we? Let's add the filter. And no, this is not right. Should I sort by damage first, then team damage? I think so. Right? Like this? No, this first and then this first. Doesn't really matter. Alright, we have the ranking basically. Ninja Mikage on the top. Marius is next, then Newt, then Krok'had plus Shyek. What team were you thinking for Toshiro? If I did have Toshiro, I would just put him with Ninja with Mikage, of course. And then damage boosting champions. Like you could bring in Ashnar, for example, boosts damage quite nicely. You can of course bring in what's his name, the tree from the Sylvan Watchers. But in this team, I also am using. So Padrig is great because he's a 9-piece protection, brings a ally attack and the increasing damage buffs. But also he synergizes well with Padrig and with Donnie because he provides the continuous heals. And my Opardin is in a 9-piece supersonic set with the um, rare relic. I forget the name, which basically boosts his turn meter fill on his passive massively, which is why you're watching my champions take roughly 3 to 4 turns before the clan boss takes 1 turn. I do not have Senna. Otherwise, I would definitely run Senna. I do not have Androck. Otherwise, I would run Androck. Opardin is the next best thing. That's really the reason I'm running Opardin, because he's a decent alternative to Senna. All right, 7 turns, 47 million. So he's already climbed above Newt on the list. And now we are seeing if he can get close to Marius, but doesn't look like it. Feral, yes, that's his name. It's been surprisingly bad for this fight, at least for me. Oh, really? I think one of the things here is that ignore defense matters a lot here. Because this boss has very high defense, which also keeps increasing, right? Because of his passive. I personally think that Granite is going to be great here because of Shatter. Because you will get that 15% ignore defense from the Shatter buff. So Granite is going to be really, really good. I was even thinking of bringing him as one of the supports. But hard to justify in terms of who do I take out. I mean, Mad Hatter, maybe. But Mad Hatter also brings ally attack. He brings weaken. He brings turn meter fill. Turn 9, I should take control. 60 million, right? Score to beat is... I know, score to beat is 73. The damage from Marius was 61. So... there's the hit. Alright, let's end. Show the damage. And let's note it down. Right, so this is 49,678, and team damage is 60,79. There you go. Let's sort it once more. Boom and boom, and there you go. Thor is now number 3 on the list, which is fantastic. All right, Mr. Thor, let me give you back your gear. There you go. All right, who's next on the list? Whisper. So with Whisper, I will need to find accessories for her. In Merciless. Let's upgrade this. Maybe we get good attack percent rolls. It did not. I guess this is the best one. Yeah, this probably is. HP. Is there any crit damage? Really, there's no crit damage. Defense, HP. That's not nice. Okay, should I give her different gear then? Might have to. Might have to. Because she doesn't really need accuracy, right? The weaken does come from a Mad Hatter anyhow. Cassandra has shadow buff, but also for himself, yes. I mean, this is a decent attack roll. Let's see if I can get this to +5. +4, okay. Not ideal, not ideal. But we work with what we have. The crit damage amulet is the biggest thing. Let's just take this. And then I will just need to preset manager. Yeah, I will need to remove this chest piece and give some other chest piece basically. Alright, so let's do this and find a merciless chest piece. Merciless. Oh, this looks decent, right? Not fitting. Not preset manager. I wanted to go fitting room. This looks more than decent. Overkill on the crit rate, of course. That's fine. Alright. Looks good on Whisper. Doesn't have any relic. Anything I can give her? No, I don't wanna. It's okay. She can run without the relic. Crushing Rend. She already ignores so much defense anyways. Whisper actually might be quite nice. Okay. Whisper is ready for the test. Do I need to give her any presets? I mean, this is the hardest hitting ability. Let's make it priority 1. Does it anyhow. And let's go. Whisper, what can she do? I do have Opardin. Yeah, Opardin's great. That's what I'm using. Put him in 9-piece supersonic and you will see him go crazy. $500,000. Oh, Whisper might be a dark horse here. $500,000 even on the A1. And that War Master is additional damage as well. $6 million in a turn. Whisper needs decreased defense to get extra turn. No, she needs weaken, I believe. Not decreased defense. Weaken is there. I could give Whisper the Perch Shadow Relic, I guess. Then again, I'm broke on Starstone. Does she? Oh, wait. I haven't used Whisper in a while. Maybe I've forgotten. Whisper. I thought it was just weaken. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Then we need to adjust the team a little bit. Okay, what can I change? Who can I replace? Instead of Mad Hatter, I can bring in Lydia, but that takes away one ally attack. Basically. Or what I could do is instead of Padrig, I can bring Queen. That would solve it as well. I can do this. Right? And then prioritize this. And that solves the issue. Choose A3 as prio. Yeah, okay, let's do that as well. Because yeah, that does give the extra turn. Yeah. Alright. Let's go. All set. We have still the second ally attacker. It's instead of Padraig, now we have Queen of Hearts, and she brings the defense down. Boom, boom. Not fair on Whisper. Do not have perfect setup. Now she does. Now she does. She has the perfect setup now. $7 million. Her damage hasn't really changed. She was doing basically the same damage when I did not have the defense down. She's taking more turns, but the overall damage remains similar. I think it's because Padraig not just brings the ally attack, he brings turn meter boost as well, right? Especially because of the synergy with Opardin. Yeah, but more turns, but look at the total damage. Hasn't changed. So more turns doesn't really matter. Could also be worth testing. What's his name? The other epic. Daithi. Mistry the Daithi from the Sylvan Watchers. He also takes a lot of extra turns. You replace more turns with more turns. Yep. You have Teox, unfortunately not. I have none of the faction Unity champions. It's sad that they have locked them behind pay to win walls. I don't normally spend that much. I mean, I have gone after Fina a few times, but of course I was unlucky. Didn't get her. I wish I had either of Teox, Volcanos, or Fina. I have none of them. I have none of the faction Unity champions. I think I'll adjust the list a little bit. Geomancer, I don't know if I take her on. I could bump Quintis and Valkyrie up. Yeah, let's bump these up. I'll put my darling Elhain later. Pina is incredible. Yeah, she is. Insane champion. Especially for the Chimera. Maybe can test. No, already said I don't have Deox. Have Fina, but have no decent high elf. I would especially love Fina because I love my Supreme Elhain. I sadly also don't have any of the Unity champions. Yeah, it's insane. Insane that they're locked behind those Prism events. Toshiro slaps as expected. Yeah, he does. Why have I not put a? The whole list needs to move down, and Aphidas needs to come in right after Whisper. We'll have to do a Toshiro and Unrock team. Yeah, that should be insane. Add an Upard in their Oiler, and that would be really, really good. Unrock already boosts turn meter so much, and Upardin, especially in 9 Supersonic. And with the Book of Necrotos, is it called? It's gonna be really good. So the team damage is at 51, which means it's gonna go beyond Newt. Is it gonna touch Thor? I don't think so. The total team damage to beat for Thor is 60 million. I should take control. It's turn 9 after all. Let's go with the ally attack. A1. Boost. $769 million hit. Oh god. Not million. 769,000. Alright. There we have it. It's not as much as Thor. So Whisper got 47,609. She got really close to Thor. She got really close to Thor, which is insane. 58, 35. Yeah, she got really close to Thor. I was not expecting that. Alright, so Liz, Ninja, of course, is on top. Marius, Thor, and then Whisper. Newt and Krok'had have gone down. Alright, next up is gonna be Aphidas, the Hive Lord. Let me see if I have the preset. I do have the preset. So let's give him Newt's gear. Not Newt. Wukong's gear. Alright, 304, 8.3k attack. Again, I don't have a high blessing on him, which will come into play. Should also note that down. I haven't been noting that down, have I? Whisper was 6-star Rend and no relic. And now Aphidas is gonna be. Let me plug in Aphidas here. So let's go back to Padrig to keep it consistent. And let's bring back Aphidas. Alright. I had this on. Aphidas, I just stop him from going to turn form 2. And rest is okay. Alright. Looks good. So he is in Nature's Wrath, but it's unfortunately only 2-star. And he also has the Coronet. I think he has a plus 15 Coronet. Alright, let's go. I have a 6-star Opardin. Yeah, I do as well. That's why I did that. 9-piece Supersonic. The Journal of Necrotos. And it's insane. It's in front of you. You can see how many turns he's allowing me to take along with Donnie. Androck, Toshiro, Mikage, Opardin, and Donnie. Yes, that's great. If you have Senna, then Senna. Otherwise, Donnie. Theo, not really. You don't need a reviver. You're gonna die after turn 30 anyways. Donnie's great. Feral 2 can work because she does boost damage. But I think Donnie's is gonna get you more turns and more money ability because of the cooldown reset. Wish I could put my Senna in 9-piece supersonic. But my luck with it has been so bad. Oh, really? How long have you been playing the game? Because we've been getting a lot of supersonic gear. If you've been farming that long, that is, from the Curse City. Supersonic is also an underrated gear set, not many people talk. Look at that damage though, 11 million per turn roughly. Or actually, the second turn was close. So not really. But that you have to remember, Aphidas also boosts his damage on his passive as well as with the Coronet. And with the Nature's Wrath, basically. Arbice could be good with Opardin. Yes, on Form 2, definitely. But Donnie is better. Because he brings the reset as well. I only have one Mercedes. Oh, crazy. 0 supersonic accessories for Opardin. Oh, that's bad. That was a 1 million hit from Aphidas. 892. He's really boosting it up. 3 turn, 25 mil. Since 2019, but I've also been lazy with Curse City, so yeah, okay, fair enough. Curse City is not the most fun content. It asks you to build so many champions. It becomes easier once you get the area bonus, especially ignore defense unlocked. But yeah, it's annoying. Not gonna lie. Speaking about turn meter, I love my Tempo Sanguineous Allure, combining the best turn meter reducer. Yeah, I have that on my baby account, on my free to play account. It's like a 3-month-old account, and I got a lore. I was lucky. I pulled the shards on a 2x ancients, and I got a lore, and I have that relic, and it works really, really well. I have beaten all of Grim Forest except the purple area, and I've beaten all mimics like that using her. Turn 5, 38 mil. That tells me if he were to double the damage, then that takes him basically close to Marius level of damage, if not higher. So Aphidas, even with a 2-star blessing, Aphidas is a champ I wouldn't mind pulling. Aphidas is great. I know a lot of people downplay him because, I don't know, for some reason people, if a mythical champion is not good in PvP, then it's not a good champion. I get that sentiment from a lot of people. But Toshiro and Aphidas are amazing in PvE, and that's great. Like look at Mezomel. She is not really good at PvP or in PvE. So that's a bad champion. Who got a buff but probably needs another one. But Aphidas is great. Ashnar is also great in PvP. But he's also really, really good in PvE. Talking of Ashnar, maybe Ashnar should be tested as well. Next turn boss, there won't be a next turn for you. Yep. Sadly, it doesn't work with all the bosses. They're immune to turn meter decrease, but where it is available, Allure is incredible. That Aphidas is doing damage. He's hitting for 1 million or close to 1 million basically in every hit. And the nice thing with Aphidas, just like Ninja, is he brings his own defense down on the A1. Oh my god. He's gonna break Marius's record. The team damage is already over Thor. And given that there are 3 turns left, it will beat Marius's damage. I'm pretty sure. Turn 8, 67. Yep, getting close, getting close. I think he's gonna beat Marius. Marius in 9-piece Slayer with Cat's Gaze. Imagine if my Aphidas had a higher blessing. Just imagine, guys, just imagine. Alright, turn 9. Let's take control. Already beaten Marius' record. This is great. He's climbing on top of the list. Just below Ninja. I don't know. If he had a higher blessing, he might even beat Ninja. Wow. Look at that. Aphidas has got himself 64 million. And that is 7938. Wow, let's sort the list. Aphidas is on number 2. Wow. Aphidas has climbed number 2. Geomancer. Should I even test Geomancer? We know his damage is not going to be great. Let's put him lower on the list. And let's put this on Quintis now. Also, let me change this a little bit so we can freeze one row. So when I go down, we can still see the above tag. I can reduce it a little bit. All right, that looks good. And let's go to Quintis. She was carrying in Faction Wars hard mode as well. Yeah, she does. That is really, really solid. Who are we looking for? Let's give Aphidas back his gear. Preset manager, there you go. And now we are on Quintis. Preset manager. This is the right gear, right? Pretty sure it is. Yeah, it is. So 8.3k attack on Quintis, 345 on the crit damage. Let's go. Quintis, there he is. That changes presets. I think it's fine. Without, he goes for the A3 by default anyways. I never thought of Quintis as a PvE champion. Quintis is a great PvE champion. Quintis is really, really good PvE champion. $500,000. Boom, boom, boom. That's $1 million in 4 hits. Never thought of Quintis. Yeah, Quintis is great. So my Quintis has, unfortunately, a 5-star blessing, not 6-star. I do run him in Crushing Ren because he still demolishes waves in Faction Wars. I don't remember the relic I have on him. Might not have any relic, actually. I will have to check. But he seems to be doing work. I'll let this run. I'll be back. All right, back. What did I miss? It's only turn 4. Wow, 9 million per turn, basically. Quintis is insane. You know what? Let's do a poll. How much do you think Quintis is gonna hit for? Quintis damage. Under 50 mil. Let's say 50 to 70 mil, or 70 mil, more than 70 mil, basically. Let's see what people think. I mean, now it's kind of easy because 5 turns have passed, but let's still check. Waiting to see Cassandra. Most of her have her. She's a viable option for most of us. That's true. I would turn off all the other skills on Quintis and let him just use A1. That's a good shout. That's a very good shout. He did 12 million first turn. Yeah, the damage goes down a little bit. Because the clan boss is gaining his defensive stats every turn. So over time damage goes down a little bit. For sure. Alright, so what do most people think? Let's have a look. 50 to 70 million. Okay. Would be more if you just used the A1. Potentially, yeah. It's crazy on the ally attacks. I mean, he is hitting for 655 on the A2 as well. But yeah, that A1 is nasty. Alright, turn 8. Turn 9, let's take control. Shall we? Ally attack comes in. Oh, so much damage. Half a mil even on the A3. Okay, let's do one thing. We will run Quintis again with locking his A2 and A3, just doing A1s. At the end. Not right now. We'll continue the list and then we'll come back to Quintis and do that. Just to see where he goes. Trey, but his A3 is boosting his crit damage and his A2 is giving defense break. That's both very good points. So maybe we will not run it. Both very, very good points. Because then we will be missing out on the increased crit damage and on the defense down. Both those things are helping his damage overall. Thank you, Luke. Very good pick over there. Whoa, what am I doing? Oh, I should have stopped. Okay. We'll subtract a little bit of damage. Okay. So Quintis went for 57, 461. I'll take out the 461. So I'll just add 57 million. One more zero. 71.35 then. All right, let's reorder the list. And we have Quintis on number 4 on the list. Just below Marius. Oh, 70.4. Okay, okay, guys. Okay, I will add exact number. 70,205,906. There you go. Exact number added. Doesn't change his placement though. Doesn't change the placement. Okay. So next up on the list is gonna be Valk. The thing with Valk is I cannot just give her that gear set because again Valk is, first of all, I should give Quintis back his gear. Quintis, where's your gear? There it is. Problem with Valk. And Valk is gonna make the run so freaking slow, isn't she? Problem with Valk is that I need to give her defensive gears. Let's just keep her in lethal. Why not? I'll just give her a nice crit damage amulet. Or you know what? Wait. I have an idea. I'll give her Bike's gear. Yeah, I'll give her Bike's gear. Bike has good gear on. A stone skin's not really needed, but Bike. Let's do that. Welk. Preset manager, Bayek. There you go. Also on the accessories. Alright, again, not the craziest of stats, unfortunately. But we will see. No relic, crushing rend, 6-star rend. Another thing I should check is Quintis doesn't have a relic. Oh, he has Gore Crescent actually. It doesn't really matter, but it does give him some stats. Quintis had Gore Crescent. Okay. So Valk is with 6-star rend. And she doesn't have a relic. Alright, let's see. So guys, what is Valk gonna do here? Let's do a poll for Valk as well. It's gonna be a slow run because of all the counter attacks. It's probably gonna be the slowest run with Valk. Alright, let's do the poll. Valkyrie damage less than 40 mil, 40 to 50 mil, 50 to 70 mil, or more than 70 mil. Let's see what people say. Hey Jair, what's how's it going? Only 10 counters? What do you mean? Yes, only 10 turns. Otherwise, this will just take forever. Okay, so most people think not more than 40 million. I also think the same. Who wanted to see Valk tested? This is a 6-star crushing Ren Valk. And yeah, the counter attack, if anything, just makes the run super slow. So by the way, guys, if you want to add more to the list, just let me know. There's still space on this list. We have Cassandra, Narma, Turtles, and Geomancer next. Yes, Acrazia, very good shout. Acrazia is a very good shout. We will definitely test Acrazia. Okay, there are some people who have very high hope from Valk. Some people have voted more than 70 million from Valk. Whisper MVP on the last one? Yeah, Whisper really surprised me. Look at the damage here. Really, really good damage. Of course, doesn't go close to Thor and Quintis, anybody else, but very good damage. Out damaging Newt, for example. And Krok'had. Who has disappointed me? $416 million mech. What team did you run? Ninja, Teox, and Mikage. That's nuts. Ramandu as well, okay. Senna, Mikage, Toshiro, Lydia, and Padre. Wow. What build did you have on Senna? Okay, I don't think this Valk is even hitting 30 mil. She is at least gonna go below Krok'had. That's what she's gonna do. Teox is MVP as well, yeah. Wait, are you testing only to turn 10? And Engine Mikage done? Yes, I'm only testing to turn 10. Taking this all the way would take way too much time. Even turn 10 is slow when you have Valk giving the counter attack to everybody. It is turn 9, so it should take control. And a counter attack. And yes, Ninja and Mikage did do 118 in 10 turns. Senna is in full protection. Mech, try to build Senna in 9 supersonic if you have it. Your damage will go up. She will give even more turns. Alright, there we have it. That's officially the lowest score. So most people did think she's gonna do less than 40 million, and most people were right. Let's end the battle. Alright, Valk. 11. 377. 2403. There you go. I don't need to refresh because that is the list. Alright, let's go to... let me give Bayek his gear back before I forget. Alright. Cassandra. Okay, so for Cassandra to work properly, there's one problem though. I don't have enough Merciless just yet. I mean, some of these I haven't rolled out because Argonites are new, right? Accuracy, HP, not really. HP defense on resistance is not bad, but it's Merciless. Don't want those stats on a Merciless piece. I will rework it. Accuracy, attack, not bad. Not bad. Would have loved to get speed here, but she does want accuracy for that HP burn. Even more accuracy, okay. Okay. This is also crit damage, which is nice. Alright. Attack here. 11%. This is higher. Okay. And then now let's give her the gear. Wukong's gear. 221. 6.2 again, not the craziest. Maybe another attack percentage here. Don't have banner for dwarves. Okay, okay. I mean that's still crazy good damage. Come on, +8. Give me. Okay, we'll take it. Attack. Nice. I can roll it later. Alright, so Malefic Talent on her. I should change this probably. I was trying out a Fire Knight team, that's why I have Phantom Touch. Let's change this back to Nature's Wrath or something. Wrath is gonna be better. Okay, so Cassandra is looking good. 6.3, 360. Now let's build out Palace. So Palace is gonna be running instead of Padraig, right? So can I find protection pieces? Let's see. Crit damage, crit damage. And this is a good chance to build Palace. I haven't built Palace just yet. Attack. Not ideal. Might just take this, to be honest. Again, Argonites, new faction, so don't have the best gear. Hello. Game? Why is game so buggy? Attack, not ideal, but okay. Resistance. This one does have resistance, but no speed. Do I rather want this? Could roll this and or. Because I do want speed on her. Okay, I guess I'm taking this one for now, and let me just steal from Padraig. Preset manager. Padraig. Do I have masteries for Palas? I don't have them fully done yet. I mean, it doesn't matter. She's not going to be doing much damage anyways, and I'm just going to use the masteries. I have 302, 362, not bad. Alright, let's do the masteries. She does need resistance. Does she need accuracy? She's also booked. Not fully, but she's getting her books. She also gives fervor, of course. That's great. No, she doesn't need accuracy. Healing this she does do, right? Yeah, she does. Okay. So let's go like this. Yes. 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 And yes. Shield. Does she give shields? I don't think so, right? She does. Of their max HP though, so... Because she doesn't cast the shield. So I'll just give blast proof. I'm all out of scrolls. Shouldn't experiment this yet. Probably this is good, but I don't want to experiment with that. Let's keep it like this. Let's keep it like this. Let's take it all the way to HP. All right, I think we're all set. So let's make the team. Let's take out Padraig. Let's put in Palas, and instead of Valk, we get Cassandra in. All right. What's your team comp? It was the same team. So instead of Padraig or Palas, we had Mikage, and then instead of the damage dealer, we had Ninja. That was the setup. Let's let her run as she wants. All right, let's go. There we have it. Cassandra, where is she gonna land? Let me do the poll as well. Where we think Cassandra, what damage Cassandra is gonna do. Cassandra damage. Less than 40 mil. 40 to 60 mil. And 60 mil plus. All right, let's see what people think. Cassandra, how much is she gonna do? I don't have a pardon or Hatter. Hatter seems crazy good. Yeah, he is. He's. Hatter is really good. Okay, so what do people think? How much is she gonna do? Let me have a look. 40 to 60 million is the highest answer just yet, but hasn't been as many votes. People, vote in the poll. What do you think Cassandra's gonna end up at? I think she's gonna go close to 60 million. Might not touch 60 million, but I think she's gonna fall somewhere between Marius and Quintus. That's that's my prediction. After redoing some runs in Arma on 9-piece Feral was better than Protection. Than Feral in 9-piece Protection. Ah, interesting. Interesting. You think she'll just be shy of Quintus? I think she's gonna do more than Quintus. Or maybe not. I think it would change if she would be low HP all the time. Yeah, but then she's at the risk of dying. And especially, I mean, actually, in the early part of the fight, you can revive, right? Should take control. She's gonna be far from Quintus. Think Palace and Relentless and Perch Shadow would get the most out of the combo. Yeah, I think so as well. But it might take her from like 47 million to maybe 55. It's not really gonna increase it massively, but yeah, there's potential for improvement for sure. Also the gear, right? I don't have the best accessories just yet. What turn are we running till? Turn 10. That's why I have taken control now, so I can stop in time. There you go. All right, let's note it down. Cassandra is 5-star nature rat. And what relic did she have? I forget. We'll have to check. Maybe she has no relic. Maybe. I know she has Malefic Talon. Alright, and that is 49 for... Okay, let's... Oh, 10 is missing. Let's resort the list, see where we end up at. And Cassandra has... Actually, unfortunately, below Whisper. Again, Whisper is +6, which is crazy. Whisper is +6, but she's out damaging Cassandra. Gear matters a lot over here. The accessories, the artifacts are the same. I don't know. I have a feeling if I ran her with Padraig, she might do more damage, even though she has the A1 mechanic with Palas. I don't know. Alright, who's next on the list? Narma. Okay, how do we run Narma? Do I run her with damage? Let's give away the gear back to people. Let's give Padraig his gear back. And Cassandra, you take your own gear. And Narma, right? All right, let's run Narma in Merciless as well. Why not? I'll give her the same gear as Whisper, basically. Preset manager and... Alright, Narma's gonna run with damage, 286 crit damage, 5.6k attack, 5.7k attack. And we will also find out one other thing in this test now. She has the Arachnid Elixir. I mean, we will have to remove this relic just to see if the poison damage is more. Okay, it'll be it'll be tough. Okay, a damaged Narma. We know that Narma's main damage is gonna come from poisons, of course. Padraig, there he is, and Narma. Alright, Padraig, do your ally attack. Narma. Need to give her more accuracy though, don't I? 1 and 2. I think I need to give her more accuracy, right? Let's see if I have an accuracy banner here. Yeah, there it is. Let's give her that. All right, let's go. All ready to go. Let's create the poll. What do people think? All right, so Narma damage. Less than 40 mil. 40 to 50 mil. Let's add one more option. 50 to 60 mil or more than 60 mil. Poll is on, guys. Vote. What do you think Narma's gonna do? You don't need to get the relic off. I think it's written how much poison damage is max. So with the relic, you already see if it's more. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Maybe let me go back to 100%. I hope it's still visible. It's become tinier, but hope it's visible. $50k damage per poison. That is, I don't know if that is that the increased damage or not, because we also don't know the HP of this guy, right? Can somebody test the normal poison damage from somebody not wearing the arachnid elixir? Poisons are capped, so you think 50,000 is the cap damage? Could be. So you went past the poison cap. Or maybe the 50k is just not the poison cap. Interesting. Thank you for testing. Appreciate it. Lil Molky. Her damage so far is not bad. And the thing with her damage is it's not gonna fall off that much. Like with all of the other champions, as the number of turns increase, the damage falls off because the Demon Lord is gaining stats, right? With actually, theoretically, poisons should go up if they max HP increase. Does he increase max HP as well? Attack, defense, no, he doesn't increase max HP. Okay, so the damage should at least not fall. A lot of people seem to be underplaying Narma. They think she's gonna do less than 40 million. Let's see if she proves them wrong. I think he's gonna go beyond 40k or 40 mil, sorry. I think if my math is not utterly wrong, poison sensitivity will work. And add damage, the relic is not working. But yeah, it looks like she's gonna go beyond 40. So she's gonna fall. She's gonna still do more damage than Krok'had, which is nuts. I should take the reins. Still does 359 on the A1. It's crazy to build her with damage, but it works. Okay, getting close. 44. And we end up at so Narma had Nature's Wrath. She had Arachn Elixir. And she got 32, 785, 941, 44, 57. Now let's sort. So Narma is above Valkyrie. Above Valkyrie. And slightly below Krok'had, even though the team damage is higher with Narma. Her own damage is lower. Alright, turtles then. I'm not going to change their gear. I'll just add them here. Who should I run the turtles with? Just Padraig? Padraig, Mikage, Queen of Hearts. Who do I run this with? I think Queen of Hearts. She gives them defense down, right? Because Donnie does provide healing anyways. Leo, Mikey, Raphael, and of course Donnie. Mikey does defense down as well. That's a very good point. So should I not put Queen of Hearts? Then maybe... Probably Padraig is better. Because he also gives the increased defense. Even though Leo brings his own increased defense, but he does it all the time. And I can do this. Mikey can do this. Raf can do whatever he wants. Alright. Turtles. Let's see. Padre can reduce cooldown. Yeah, that's a good shout. Alright, Turtles. Where are they going to land up? Of course, here I'm just going to look at team damage. Maybe I should look at team damage. Anyways. Maybe I should look like this. Because then also Narma goes up. Because as far as turtles go, I mean, I could note down Leo's damage, for example. Yeah, I guess I could. I could call this Leo plus turtles. Like this. So he has 5-star cage. Relic. I think he just has Wand of Submission. Not relevant for here. Alright. We're all set. And turtles are not in their... they're not in the best gear. So they are in PvP gear, not PvE gear. So there's potential for a lot more damage. I forgot to do the poll. Turtles damage. Less than 40 mil. I don't think it's gonna be less than 40 mil already looking at this. 40 to 60 mil. 60 to 80 mil. And 80 mil plus. Let's see what people think. Poll is live. Ezio, Edward, Bossum. I mean, I could do all 5 assassins. The problem is that I haven't built Edward. So I will need to build him, and that will just take time on stream. Maybe another time. But yeah, we are coming to the close of the list. So people, add more to the list. Who do you want me to test? Again, I can only test champions I have. I'll do Acrasia next, and after that, list is open. Are there any champions you would want to see in the next token trader refresh? I don't know. Token trader refresh, who really goes for that? It's a very end game whale thing, Kraken thing. Like when you have enough empowerments that you can afford to sacrifice and get those tokens. They don't really place like very good tier 1 champions in there. Who would I want? I don't know, Senna maybe. Senna would be amazing, but would they place a Void Legend? I mean, they have placed Cernic, so you never know. Oh, Phoenix is a very good call out. Yes, definitely. We'll add Phoenix to the list. Phoenix is a good one. Most people think more than 80 million. I think it's going to be a bit short of 80 million. The damage. I think it's going to be less than Aphidas damage. No, unfortunately, I do not have Calamitous. But that reminds me, I haven't tested Carnage. What am I doing? Carnage, of course. Yes. Should take control here. But see, guys, damage doesn't double because the Demon Lord is raising his stats, right? So it's not as easy as just doubling whatever the damage is at turn 5. Alright. There we have it. So the total damage is gonna be... So Leo's damage is gonna be 23,906. It's gonna be a small proportion. Raph has out-damaged Leo. Raph has out-damaged Leo. 23,096,592. Raph has the highest damage. I did not expect that. 6844. Alright, so let's sort the list. And Turtles move into 5th spot. Just below Quintis. Alright, next up is Acrasia. Acrasia is already in the 9-piece Merciless build. Acrasia is a fantastic build, by the way. I really like that build. I have a dedicated video. If you haven't watched that, I would advise to check that out. I have very high hopes for Acrasia. I think she's gonna do a lot of damage. Let's go. People think. Acrasia damage. Less than 40. 40 to 60 mil. 60 to 80 mil. And 80 million plus. Test the turtles? Yeah, I already did. You can see. Turtles are right here. They were the test right before this. They did quite well. I think the best strat is to take as many. Yeah, I know. That's why. That's literally why we are running uh, Upardin. Because he allows so many turns. Senna would be ideal, but I don't have Senna, so I'm running Upardin. And he allows taking so many turns. Paired with Padraig's A3, paired with Donnie's A3. 43 turns with my new team. What do you think I got? I don't know. 300 mil? $629 million. That's crazy. Any sub for a pardon? Yes, Senna is a good one. Androck is another one. These passives that boost turn meter. Look at this damage from Acrazia, guys. Look at this damage. I think Acrazia is gonna go and compete with Aphidas and Marius. All right, 4 turns, 33 million. All I change was took Lydia out and put Hatter in place. Yeah, Hatter is really good. Don't have either of those three. Then like bring ally attack champions. Get as much damage as you can. And bring like a lot of damage dealers, 3 damage dealers. Like these tests that I'm running, I'm running these tests so that we can compare the damage of individual damage dealers, which is why there's only 1 damage dealer per run, except for the turtles, I guess. But when I want to run my main key, let's say, I will run at least 2 damage dealers, if not 3. If you don't have turn boosters, ally attack seems best. Yeah, that's exactly what I said as well. Basically, you want to get as much damage as you can in before you die, and you are gonna die around turn 30. Yes, I did use 4 turtles. 4 turtles and 1 ally attacker. For this I've made up is 37. I mean, I don't know your level of account and such. If you don't have good damage dealers, I would recommend bringing poisoners. Narma, as you saw, does very good damage, right? So I would bring poisoners, HP burners, and do damage that way. And like poison exploders, for example, bring Ezio. Ezio is gonna do good damage. So now most people think it's gonna be over 80 million, huh? Now that it's getting close. Turn 10 is coming, so that's why I take control. Hey, look at that healing and and the cool thing is his attack, his abilities are getting back. Like I just did Mad Hatter's A2. All right, so 73, almost 73 million, which is really good damage, right? Does it bring her second on the list? Not really. Just below Marius, it looks like. Okay, so Acrasia is in 5-star cruelty, which also helps, by the way. Cruelty will help here quite a bit. Relic is Bird Shadow. Damage is gonna be 58915 and 7287. Okay, let's sort. Acrasia is on number 4, guys. Acrasia is on number 4. That's crazy. Acrasia has done really well. Alright, next up is gonna be Carnage. Alright, Mr. Carnage. Are you ready? Oh, I should sell this before. Preset manager. Let's get this and Wukong's gear. Alright, 259, 369 crit damage, 7.5k attack. I have very high hopes from Carnage. I think Carnage can compete for the number 2 spot, I think. Probably not number 1. Alright, we do need to adjust a little bit for Carnage because I do want him to immediately go into his second form and then stay there. And do this. Do this. Alright. All set for the Carnage test. Let me set the poll. Carnage damage. Less than 40 mil. 40 to 60 mil. 60 to 80 mil. And more than 80 mil. Let's go. Alright, so here's the list. And Mikage at the top. Aphidas Marius following Aphidas, even with just 2-star blessing, has done so well. Acrasia and Marius right after that, and Quintis. That was a 600k hit. $400, $300, okay, $700k on the A3. Counter attack. His A1 also hits really hard. Damn. $11 million, one turn. Dracomorph, try the old Metachamp. Ah, that's a good one. Don't have a high blessing for him. But yeah, Dracomorph could be good. Does throw a lot of poisons and he also attacks, like he does direct damage as well. Good shout. And I do have him. I used him to get through battle too. Oh, nice. It's like what, 8 million or so? Actually, with Carnage, I should have run someone who gives increased attack and increased accuracy, like Arbice. Because Carnage's all form damage is also based on accuracy, right? So increased accuracy is a very good buff to his damage. $35 million on turn 5. It's looking good. It's looking good. What do people say? What's the poll result? Let me have a look. Ooh, people. This is one of the closest polls. 60 to 80 million and 80 million plus have very similar votes so far. Exactly the same votes, basically. Also, Carnage's damage doesn't fall off that much because he also ignores a lot of defense on the old form. based on the debuffs. I think he'll go close to like 60 mil. Tightest damage capped on this boss? Yes. That's correct. The shield is capped. Alright, he's getting close to 60 mil. I think he'll get to 60. But not that far from 60. A lot of people voting quite late now that we see the damage closer. Carnage gets stunned. Let's take control. Remove that stun. Oh! That's because he's not fully booked. I know he is actually. Weird. Do you have Tetsuya? No, I do not. Don't have any faction unity champions, sadly. Siegfried should be better than some on that list, to be honest. He would be, and I would love to have a Siegfried as well. Don't think Siegfried beats Ninja though. So there's 60 million. And there's the final counter attack that comes in. And that's turn 10. Alright, let's note down the damage. Alright, so Carnage has a 6-star Rend. He has Gore Crescent, not very helpful here. 50, 615, 482, 6181 quad zeros. Alright, so let's sort. And Carnage goes to number 8. Carnage goes to number 8. Team damage is... his damage is higher. But the team damage is a bit lower than the Turtles. And Quintis. So Quintis is hitting harder than Carnage. They're just crazy. It's crazy. I expected Carnage to beat Quintis. Alright, next up is Phoenix. Panax? Phoenix? How do you say his name properly? Alright, Panax, where are ya? There he is. Okay, so there you go. And I need to give merciless accessories. Complete the set. Defense. High attack. Actually, Errol could be a good shout. Or poor Polara. Okay. Where is the defense? Defense has some speed. 7.3 doesn't look bad. 7.3k attack, and then 371 on the crit damage. Talon can give him this gemstone to ignore some defense. Crushing Rend, everything looks good for Phoenix. Let's do the poll. Phoenix damage. $60 to $80 mil and $80 mil plus. All right, poll is live. Let me add Phoenix here. Should I just put off his A2? His A3 does hit hard. Yeah, I'll close his A2. A2 doesn't hit that hard. There can be an argument made just to go A1, because that A1 hits so ridiculously hard. All right, let's go. There's the list. Anyone tried Razelvark to see if his turn meter and speed make up for his lack of damage? Ooh, that's a good one. I wish I had a high blessing on Razelvark. Hope I get my last 2 needed fusion jumps for Mikage on the pulls for the next fusion. Yeah, Mikage is fantastic. Would you recommend Cat's on Acrizia or Thor? Thor, definitely. Acrizia doesn't need that much ignore defense. She reaches her damage cap very quickly. On Acrizia, it's better to run something that gives her more extra turns, like a Perch Shadow. I have a dedicated video for Acrizia's, a really good build, and I use like red gloves on her. And she does a lot of damage. As you can see, she's even number 4 on the list here. So definitely don't give her Cat's. Also, in general, don't give Cat's to people who have a high HP, even if you want to use them in PvE only, or against bosses rather. So Thor is a better choice for sure. Wonder how well Krotraxa would do, since she's basically has 100% ignore defense most of the times. She should do really well, because then you can build her with like Relentless and such, right? To take extra turns, a lot of extra turns. Relentless Reflex, something like that, with Perch Shadow. Wish I had her. Really wish I had her. She's insane. Insanely good champion. Okay, so what do people think? 40 to 60 million is the highest guess, but look at the damage he's doing. He's doing 10 million per boss turn, basically. By the way, guys, the tournament, the final round, semifinals and finals are going to be played this weekend. So I hope you guys will tune in. A tournament I'm hosting, I put out a video on that. I've been having streams the last couple of weekends, and now we are in the final round. $200 tournament, 3 different leagues based on people's player power. So really hope you guys are going to tune in for that. We are finally going to have all the winners. Yeah, he's still going above 10 million per turn, basically. I was thinking about feeding her to Lamasu before the buff. Now I'll have to update her build. Yeah, another reason not to feed champions too quickly, huh? Never know when they'll get buffed, just like Rotraxer did. My son was being born during the turtle event, so I missed out on Donnie. Really hope come back at some point. You missed it for a good reason, man. I often say like now with Mercurial, it's no longer the meta, but I got Nell, and I was trying to build a team around her, and one of the champions who goes really well with Nell is Stock the Broken, and I don't have Stock, even though he was a fusion champion. And my excuse is that I was getting married that month, so I didn't have time to play raid. So it's a good reason to not play, even though it hurts. But yeah, I hope they bring back the turtles at some point. There's such good champions, all four of them, especially Donnie. Donnie's the best turtle for sure, especially in today's PvP meta. Donnie's amazing. Well, I guess Sun is much more important than Donnie. Don't know, and like maybe in 15 years, your son grows up and also gets addicted to this game, and this game's still running, and he takes over your account, and he's gonna be like, Dad, why did you not play raid and get Donnie when he was available? Why, Dad, why? I was fine, I would be born regardless. You missed out on Donnie, Dad. Phoenix is doing crazy damage, by the way. Most people on the poll have been wrong, it looks like. Yeah, most people are wrong. Phoenix is gonna go high on the list. He might go to number 2 spot above Aphidas. And he doesn't have the best banner. He's wearing a defense banner. What about Whisper? Whisper has been tested, as you can see. Whisper is currently number 9 on the list. Above Newt and Cassandra, and below Thor and Carnage. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's definitely going to number 2. Phoenix is. Well, I had time, but by that time I didn't feel comfortable doing fusions. I was too close to my start of raid, I think 4 or 5 months in. Yeah, fusions are tough, especially for a new account. Takes time. Alright, should take control. So 79 mil basically is the goal to get to second spot, and I think we're already there. Wow, Fenax, Nub Raids going in second spot. $800. So he's gone above 80 million. So people who voted 80 million were right. It was a small proportion of people. How high are the stats on my Phoenix? Like 7.3k attack and like 360-ish. I'm trying to use the same gear on whenever I can. There's some cases where I'm not, but all right. Let's note down the damage. But this was crazy good from Phoenix. So he has 6-star Rend. He has the Malefic Talon. And he has 78 to 1, 476, and 8365. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Phoenix is number 2 on the list. He's beaten Aphidas, he's beaten Marius, Acrasia, Quintis. Wow. Did not expect Phoenix hard. Did not expect that. It's giving back the gear. Actually, another champion I should test is actually Wukong. Like the one champion whose gear I've been stealing. Yeah, let's test Wukong. And I want him to prioritize his A2. Smacks really hard. Most people are also wrong about Phoenix, including me. $80 million plus. Alright, what do people think Wukong's gonna do? Alright, roughly 5 million on the first hit. I have been very surprised by some of the champions on this list. So I've been surprised by how low Krok'had is. I really expected more of Krok'had. So this was surprising to me. Phoenix being so high, surprising. Aphidas being so high, surprising. Marius Acrasia is definitely not. Quintis is also not surprising, to be honest. Carnage I expected a bit more out of. Yeah. Z2 is going for like 630k. That's pretty good damage. Who surprised you guys the most on the list, by the way? And again, let me pull up the list a little bit here. Hulk is lowest, but Croc being so low for me is one of the biggest surprises. I think I will need to check, but I think Carnage, I might have had the wrong accessories on, so it didn't complete the set. Could be. Shouldn't need it though, because he does have a lot of ignore defense in his alt form, anyways. Will you try Rathalos? Oh, that's a good one. The problem with Rathalos is you need to bring in HP burner, right? To get the most out of him. Positive surprise, Fenax. Negative, Krok'had. Yeah, Krok'had has been very disappointing. I get the point. I don't remember who was saying at the start that um, Mad Hatter was kind of going into Krok'had's passive A1s, but his A1s were also hitting for just like 200k. So it wouldn't have changed a whole lot. So very, very surprising. My turtle team 10 turns did 75 million. Ah, nice. So your turtles are built more for PvE than me. I mean, if I change the gear on the turtles, they will do much more. If skill ignores 50% with Savage and Ally have Cruelty 6 star, how much the skill will ignore defense? Cruelty has nothing to do with ignore defense though. What Cruelty does is it reduces the total amount of defense on the boss. So you're not ignoring defense, you are just reducing the defense. So you will still have the. And Savage, by the way, ignores 25% defense, not 50%. Used Eastrid instead of Mikage ally attack. Oh, nice. But I think ally attacker is better in that scenario. It's just that you probably just have more PvE oriented gear. Is he gonna touch 40? He's so close to 40. Yes, he is. He does go above 40, but barely. Barely above 40. Alright, so the damage is gonna be Sun Wukong. And he is in 5-star end. He's wearing Gore Crescent, so not really useful for this. And he did 28572 4043. Let's sort. All right, so let me zoom in. This is what it looks like in the end. Number 1 is gonna be Ninja and Mikage, followed by Phoenix, Aphidas, Marius, Sun Wukong is quite low, even lower than Krok'had in terms of team damage. But yeah, this was very surprising. I mean, skill states 50% ignore defense. And Cham geared with Savage, how much skill will ignore defense? Then 75. But cruelty does not change anything. It helps you do more damage, but doesn't increase the ignore defense. Quite nice, quite nice. So I want to check something. I want to check if I tried Tetsuya, he did okay, but died early. I haven't heard that Tetsuya is an incredible damage dealer or anything. So I want to check the accessories here. Preset manager. Ooh, yeah. I was missing one merciless piece. So he was 5-piece merciless, Carnage was. So Carnage's damage would go up. Carnage's damage would go up a little bit up. Not crazy high, but it will go up by completing the set. For sure. What? Do I not have a single banner from Merciless on Demon Spawn? Are you kidding me? Apparently not. Crazy. Crazy. Right, I think that's gonna be it from the tests. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I was thinking maybe I can do some live arena, but I think I'm a bit late. Didn't they increase the time for live arena? I thought they increased the time. Where is it? Schedule. Okay, maybe they did. It was open for 4 hours. I just did these for a bit longer than usual. Hope it was fun though. Hope it was fun. Might just call it here then. But this fun. This fun. I like the fact that they haven't restricted us. We can go ham, try as many champions as we like, as many teams as we like. Go crazy. Only the maximum damage counts. I really like this. And it's gonna be a struggle for earlier game accounts, but anywhere close to end game or even after mid game, getting to 10,000 points is just gonna mean you'll get all the rewards, because this is gonna go 2x. I'm pretty sure. In both coalition events in the past, we have gotten to the sacred shard basically. I would love to get your gear for my Quintis. Yeah, that gear takes time. A lot of time. Let's look at the top 100 players. Crypto. Oh my god, this is filthy. He's hitting damage cap 2.14 billion. Disgusting. Only 343 here. Looks like he's not even trying. 100 million. What? But if he's doing just 100 million, what am I gonna do? Wait, that was stage 4, right? That's the one I had. I mean, I have Wukong, Fallen, Mikage. I mean, I guess I could try this guy, give him good gear. And Granite. Granite is great. Any healer though? Do need to bring in some kind of healer. Hilvi. There you go. Should be a good team. Just hoping to reach 25 million damage. Oh, that's good. That's good. I will try to do like a small calculation video on how much do you need to get the max rewards and such. Also, by the way, the nice thing with Holland here is that Holland destroys the attack of bosses or any enemies on his A2, which is really solid. I think he just stopped after hitting 85 mil, not interested in running the full thing. You think so? He ran the first team until 2.14 billion, so, and he wants to get that top position, so I don't think so. If you're talking about crypto, he wants to get number 1 in the global leaderboard. How do your jumps do this much damage? It's the gear, man. I've been playing for a long time. I have good gear. Not Kraken gear, but good gear. Good Whalish gear, I would say. And I know how to build champs properly. After having played this long, I know a thing or two about the game. So can this rack tag band basically go to 85 million? Let's see. Turn 4, 17. They might. Because I give them until turn 20 basically to survive. At what point does he do block revive? Is that turn 30 or 20? It's one of these passives now. Starting from turn 20. Okay. Yeah, so basically at turn 20 they're gonna be dead. Gearbooks, blessing masteries, yep. And relics. Don't forget relics. Maybe just seeing how the others will perform first. Yes, talking about crypto. Could be. That could be. Like you can always redo the key. I really like this. They should have this more often, I think. This world boss. With a few changes, restrictions and whatnot. Can definitely be reduced to negative. What? Yeah, I think they'll do 85. I hope they'll do 85. The HP is getting low. I should have brought some kind of healing. Yeah, agree. Just got one key alternate per demon lord, but nothing quick battle. Sometimes run short. Super annoying to not have unlimited keys. Yeah. With the multi battles, this takes a bit of time. Not multi battles, the demon lord. You definitely need a healer in this team. Do you have He-Man? Yes, I do. Could have tested him as well, actually. Bao ya. Zex9, Zex phone. So you're from the future, huh? Yeah, it's looking dicey. Everybody's so low. if I had Leech in this team, that would be amazing. Should have thought of that, huh? Should have thought of that. Ah, Helvi's dead. Yeah, we'll need to redo this with a healer. One less damage dealer and a healer, basically. Actually, should have tested Pauline as well. Like reducing boss's defense to negative, and maybe instead of reducing damage taken, increase. No, that's not a thing. This boss also has a awakened weakness, I am assuming. He doesn't? What? That's very surprising. So recently all the bosses have awakened weakness, which means that higher blessings they do less damage to and take less damage from. Or take more damage from. This is one of the few bosses that doesn't have it. Interesting. How do you recommend allocation energy on a daily basis currently on the Marius? Grind, but also fusions and gear. Prime grinding takes most of it. I mean, depends on where you are. If you're grinding for Marius, depends on where you are with that grind. If you have done, for example, the like when you have to run all the dungeons to get mythical gear, then you can be more wasteful with energy. But if you haven't, then use your energy there. If you're late game, and I'm assuming you are because you're going for Marius, Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun become important as you go further late in the game. So I like to spend my energy there. Masteries is another place to spend energy on. Otherwise, also just save your gems and such for fusions and other events. So this team needs a healer. Now, who is that healer? Who is that healer? Adlin? Really? No. This guy? Is he really the best healer available? I could build her, actually. She could be nice. Or I can just bring Mikey. He brings Leech, right? Yeah, I could just do that. Could just bring that, yeah. If you do Cassandra, you need to pair her with Palace. I have already done Cassandra and I did pair her with Palace. She did not perform that well, unfortunately. You can go back in the video and watch. So on this last one, what do we have available? Queen, that's great. Narma's great. Need to put them in gear. Healer can be, I guess he's also very nice with damage. Lamasu for the rear. Padraig is amazing, of course. And Whisper. Maybe Whisper instead of. Actually, should have run him as well. There's so many more champions. Maybe I do the stream again and test more champions. Yeah, there's so many more champions to test. But for her, we also need Weaken, right? Where do we get Weaken from? Who brings Weaken here? Nobody? Any Weaken champions? I mean, Whisper herself brings weaken, I guess. We'll need to build her with accuracy though. Since Grim Forest, you usually have enough energy for fusions without buying extra energy. I think you get 1,000 to 15 energy per day. You get around 3k per tournament, just 2 days for each fusion. No, no. That's a good shout. I haven't looked at it that way, but that's a very good shout indeed. You do get a lot of energy from the Grim Forest. And not just energy, you get so many. I love the Grim Forest. Such a good piece of content. And not just for the main. I actually enjoy it more on the free to play. The nice thing with Grim Forest is it allows you to use your account as if you were in the future, basically, with this much more stats. This is fantastic. Like, on account, I enjoy it because I'm able to do this if the server loads. Like, I'm always like top 10 on the global leaderboard. This is something that I cannot do because I don't have that Kraken gear. But I can do it here because I can get those extra stats. My free to play is able to beat a lot of bosses because of those extra stats, right? And you can pick and choose what you want. This is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really like Grim Forest. And like my ninja, which did so much damage, is because of this. These two I got from Grim Forest, both of them. I also need to take this relic up further once I get the basalts. But alright guys, I'll call it here. Thank you very much everybody for hanging out. Let me know down in the comments if I should do the stream again and which champions I should test more. Really appreciate all of you joining. It's quite late for me, past midnight. And yeah, I'll have the stream for the tournament, the final round, over the weekend. Exact date to be confirmed, likely on Saturday or Sunday. And hope a lot of you will tune in. Should be a lot of fun. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. Well, thank you very much. Have a great rest of the evening. And see you next time.